Hey guys, what's up? Chief Pat here, and today bringing you guys a brand new Clash Royale video. And today we're going to be opening up a grand challenge chest on my main Chief Pat account, where I ended up getting 9 wins during the challenge for 11,500 gold, as well as 530 cards. So super excited to see what's inside of those cards. Maybe we have the new Inferno Dragon inside of it. I haven't gotten it just yet. And inside of it, there's only 11,500 gold. There's nothing else inside of my chest. My 9-win chest that was supposed to have 530 cards. After opening it, I realized there was nothing else inside of it. I have no idea why this happened. Maybe it's because I've had this challenge chest for a couple of days and it expired. I have no idea. Supercell, please give me my cards. That is not supposed to happen inside of Clash Royale. Anyways, to drown out my sorrows, let's go ahead and try out another deck. This deck actually uses no legendaries whatsoever. It does use the poison spell and the freeze spell, which is sort of an interesting combo. I've seen a couple of decks been using those, but there's a lot of commons and rares inside of this deck. In fact, there's only those 2 spells that I just mentioned as epics, so pretty much everyone can play this deck. These are all lower tier cards that you unlock at lower level arenas. So let's go and try it out inside of a couple of battles and see if we can get it done. Now, as we begin this first battle, first want to apologize for the lack of videos over the last couple of days. I went to TwitchCon and I actually got pretty sick. And I also want to apologize for this guy using the Expo, this dirty Expo user. We're going to have to deal with this now. Let's play some archers and our cannon in front of the Expo. He's got a Valkyrie as well. And I think the Expo is going to retarget to my barbarians on the right-hand side, so I don't really have to worry about it attacking my tower. And let's just see if we can get some damage off onto this right-hand side. Now, since the Hog Rider went so far out of the range, the Expo actually did lock on. The Hog Rider is going to bring the tower all the way down to 1500 HP, but now that I know that he's using the Expo, we should be able to stuff it with our Knight. Our Knight is going to be the main Expo killer. Just because he has the fireball, I don't want to use my barbarians on it because he'll be able to take those out, as well as the fire spirits. The Knight is going to be just tanky enough to where if I deploy it right here, it's going to lock onto the Knight and to be able to do a pretty decent job. So Knight plus the cannon means this Expo should be going down. Pretty nice save right there. He actually played about 10 elixir worth of cards, and I only had to play 6 to defend. So now at this point, we definitely have a massive advantage, and we can go ahead and start our push. Now, this deck is a little bit awkward to push with. You want to use your Hog Rider as well as your freeze and poison combination, but since I do have some splitting barbarians right here, I thought I would switch it up. I've got the Hog Rider and barbarian onto the tower. The Hog Rider and barbarian are going to be able to slap that tower down and give me the very first tower of the game. So good stuff. We even got a hit on that left-hand side, and the thing is about Expo decks, once you take that first tower down, it's almost impossible to protect your Expo. You have to do some crazy stuff to try to protect it. So as that Expo goes down right there, I'm going to use a Knight to tank on the right-hand side. That's going to tank the Musketeer as well as tank the Expo. The Goblins actually are going to do a decent job as well. So my Hog Rider is going to fly over, and that's going to be able to clean up the Expo before it can kill my tower. So just playing some defense right now. At this point, I'm pretty sure this guy knows he's in a lot of trouble. I don't really have to do anything too crazy. I'm just going to keep collecting. And all in all, this is a pretty inexpensive deck. There's only Barbarians as the 5 elixir card, as well as the Elixir Collector, of course, but you do make a 2 elixir profit on that. So things are pretty easy. I'm just going to start doing some crazy stuff. I decided to freeze down his troops while my barbarians are slapping away, and with 30 seconds left, just sort of holding on to our lead. The prince should die in just a moment from these archers, and yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for a pretty simple game and a pretty simple win. Now, like I said, I don't have the Inferno Dragon just yet. I'm gonna try to do some chest opening soon to see if I can get it. I actually opened up a giant chest on my main account on accident. You guys might have seen that I've been saving up a couple of chests to do a chest opening video, and I accidentally opened one of the giant chests when I wasn't recording, and I did get a Lava Hound out of my giant chest, which was super nice. I'm actually pretty lucky on this account when it comes to chest openings, I feel like. And on my Chief Pat 2 account, I know I've gotten 2 Sparkies, but it still feels like I'm not that lucky with some of the openings. I'm sure you guys who are like level 9 and level 10 without a legendary probably want to punch me in the face right now. But yeah, I wish I got that Lava Hound on my second account instead of on this account, but everything's okay. Like the only card I really need to get on this account that I don't have is the log. Like I have a level 2 log, and that's just ridiculous. I think I have a level 2 log, and I only have 2 out of 4 of them purchased. So we'll see if I can get some more of those sometime soon and be able to boost that up. Alright, so heading into battle number 2, looks like we are squaring off against a fully maxed out opponent. He's going to start with an Ice Spirit in the back to cycle. He's got the minion right here, the Mega Minion, and it's going to be a real pain to deal with. I hate playing against the Mega Minion, especially because mine is such a low level, and when you're a fully maxed out player like I am, unless you plan on spending like $1,000, you're not going to be able to max your Mega Minion out, which I don't really intend on doing, especially with win trading, so I'm just going to go ahead and leave things be. I dropped a poison spell on both the collector and the tower, probably not the smartest idea, actually definitely not the smartest idea, but I should still be able to defend pretty nicely down this right-hand lane and then not take too much damage. So I can tell now that on the right-hand lane, the tower's at 650, and you guys should always know the value of your spells and how much damage that they do. I know the poison spell does about 330 damage, so 2 poison spells will be able to end that right-hand side of the map. Meanwhile, on this right-hand side, he's actually destroying me pretty badly with his combination right here, and the miner's actually going to be able to get onto my tower, and the Mega Minion is as well. So with the Mega Minion taking some swipes on the tower, look how much damage it does. It is insane when it locks onto your tower, and just like that, the 3 elixir Mega Minion just takes my tower down to almost even to where his is, and we definitely have a brand new game. So honestly, an awkward defense for me right there. I shouldn't have poisoned that elixir collector. That was a little bit greedy. I should have just stayed back and made some positive elixir trades on my side of the map. Let's go ahead and get ready for another push from him. He's got the mini P.E.K.K.A. and the guards. The knight should be tanky enough to tank just a little bit of the mini P.E.K.K.A. And as the archers shoot down, he's actually going to get a hit off against my tower. And somehow he's going to be the one taking the first tower of the game. I didn't expect him to actually even get that much damage down on my right-hand tower. I thought I had the game in the bag after I got his tower down to 650, but it looks like we've got a brand new game. I'm actually going to drop another elixir collector in the back. He has the poison spell, and I'm going to drop my barbarians right inside of it. This is just turning into a clown fiesta. I'm not playing this game very well at all right now. But you can't tilt inside of Clash Royale. You got to keep your cool. You can't freak out. So let's go and play our Hog Rider. He's going to play another Elixir Collector, which honestly is a bit greedy for me. So I'm going to go ahead and freeze at that mini P.E.K.K.A. And now my Hog Rider is going to be dominating that tower, hitting it over and over and over again, and the tower is down to half HP off of that one push. Now, it is really important that I stop this push right here. This is like his bread and butter right here. He's taking advantage of the elixir collector that he's been pumping with, and the fact that I use so much on my push. A poison spell goes down. It's not going to hit all of my barbarians for very long, though, and with my Hog Rider running down the lane, a perfect free spell is going to get another additional shot off against the tower. I was hoping to get just a little bit more, but this game is just going down to the wire. This is way closer of a game than I imagined. He's going to drop another poison spell. This is a sloppy battle. Knight onto the miner, but the knight is actually going to drag the mini P.E.K.K.A. over, which is not good, so I have to use my barbarians. The Mega Minion's going to die to my archers, and with 908 HP left, just trying to make sure I can get a free spell down in a moment just as the Hog Rider approaches the tower. There goes the freeze. The zap spell is not going to be able to do too much, and with the Hog Rider beating down on that tower, that is going to be a 2-crown-to-1 victory. We had to work really, really hard for that battle, but in the end, we ended up getting it done after some sloppy defense on the right-hand side. So we let that right-hand tower go down with way too aggressive of a poison spell and some misplays as far as our card goes, but at least we stayed in there and, you know, didn't completely blow it. We were definitely teetering on the edge, but I think that battle shows you just how powerful the Mega Minion is, especially when you don't have like a Musketeer inside of your deck. I'm using the 2 archers, which are way easier to counter than the Musketeer, especially because they're shorter range, and that made it a little bit tougher of a battle. So let's go and go into the next one and see if we can make this one just a little bit better. Now, a Goblin Barrel as well as a Giant Push, that's pretty classic. And he's actually going to go ahead and play pretty well to where the barbarians aren't going to be effective for me just because they're going to die from that fireball right there. And yeah, another start of the game that was a little bit awkward. Looks like we're going to be pretty even as far as tower HP goes. The cannon's even going to help out kill those goblins to make sure we don't get any damage onto our tower. But we're going to have to play this one pretty cautiously to make sure we don't get destroyed by those Goblin Barrels, because we don't have a direct Goblin Barrel counter inside of our deck. We don't have the Zap Spell, we don't have the arrows, we don't even have a Fireball, which is a negative elixir trade. So we have to make sure that we save our cards, like our arrows or our knights or something like that, because as soon as the Giant walks onto our side of the map, you have to know that this guy right here is going to be playing his Goblin Barrel to try to take us out. Alright, so let's go and prepare for another push that he's going to be doing. I actually dropped the poison spell because I expected some backup cards, but instead he just uses Goblin Barrel in the very back as he is going to. Fireball is going to go down again. It's actually going to get some good damage off on the Elixir Collector, but since he spent so much on that push right there, let's go and try to go with the Hog Rider, but just before my free spell is up, he is going to play his barbarians. So I haven't been playing this battle very smart in the very beginning. I'm sort of figuring out what this guy is doing with his deck. So hopefully from here on out, no more stupid mistakes, no more letting him chip me down with a Goblin Barrel. We just need one solid Hog Freeze combination, and this guy's army deck composition, whatever. Army composition, deck composition, card composition. His deck is going to be just torn to shreds, so let's go ahead and make that happen. So now that I know that he doesn't have a miner, I'm going to play my Elixir Collector on the bottom left. That way he can't fireball both my cannon and Elixir Collector at the same time. Here goes the Goblin Barrel right there. My Barbarian's way too close to my Archers because he's just going to blow them all up with a single fireball. Man, I'm making some stupid decisions during this battle. Let's go ahead and use the Hog Rider push. I've got the Poison Spell down. Here's the freeze that I've been waiting on. Let's go and freeze right now. And the Hog Rider's going to get some good hits off on the tower. He's going to play another Goblin Barrel with no backup, just letting it try to go crazy on my tower. But take a look, as my Hog Rider got that tower all the way down to 328 HP, the Barbarians are going to have a little bit of combat right there. I'm going to go for a push down the left-hand lane because I know that this right-hand lane is done. And with 10 seconds left in the battle, that is going to be the game. We're finally going to get the push that we needed after all of that struggle in the very beginning. And unfortunately for him, the Goblin Barrels were not enough to make that W happen. So guys, that is going to do it for this army, or for this deck. If you guys want to check it out, let me know, and you can try it pretty easily. Like I said, there's no legendaries. There's only 2 epics that you get inside of the deck. So yeah, you guys should definitely try it out. Let me know what you guys think, and for some reason, if you guys have a chess problem like I did, let me know in the comment section below. That's gonna do it for this video. Until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace out.